The deadline for the ratification of the MCC bill through the Parliament is now fast approaching. Political parleys are coming thick and fast just ahead of the scheduled Parliament session tomorrow. With the coalition partners Mao Centre and Unified Socialist miffed over the MCC episode, Nepali Congress has now initiated serious talks with main opposition CPN-UML centering around the MCC endorsement. Good morning, I am Bipashna Tamang and these are the headlines of the hour. Polarization intensifies on the ratification of the MCC Nepal Compact. Premier Deuba and UML Chair Oli hold dialogue. Oli rejects support unless the demands are met. Nepal Army claims of completing Tarai Madesh fast track within 3 years. Only 17% of construction works completed so far. US President Joe Biden announces a new sanctions package against Russia in response to Moscow's recognition of 2 breakaway regions in eastern Ukraine as independent. And Chelsea register a comfortable win over Lille in their last 16 first-leg Champions League match. Juventus held to a 1-1 draw by Villarreal. National politics is currently polarized on the ratification of the American Grant Assistance Millennium Challenge Corporation MCC Nepal Compact. However, the largest party at the Parliament, CPN-UML, has been exhibiting unusual silence on the compact. With parties in the ruling alliance themselves divided on the grant program, CPN-UML, which has a decisive role on its ratification, is in favor of the fall of the government in the pretext of this division. Questions have surfaced regarding the current silence of UML, which itself had registered the compact at the Parliament. More in this report.
When leading the government, UML chairperson and former Prime Minister had made satirical comments asking those against the MCC compact to read all related official documents. Now at the opposition, the party has said that the American aid is none of its concern and had stated that it would make public its official stance after the parliamentary tabling of the compact. At sharp contrast with its previous statement, UML is currently adopting a silent wait-and-watch strategy. It is waiting for the split of the ruling coalition and regaining the government leadership. If the coalition does not break up, UML is aiming to promote ratification of the MCC as its major theme for the election against the current alliance. Analysts have begun questioning this dubious role of the UML. The ruling coalition has 168 lawmakers at the lower house. In case of the split of the coalition, only Nepali Congress and Madesh-centered parties will remain in favor of the compact. With UML obstructing the parliamentary sessions, it may be difficult for the opposition to vote in favor of the ratification. With a normal majority adequate for the ratification, 98 of the UML lawmakers will be instrumental in deciding the fate of the American gift. But with intensifying voices in and against the compact within the party, UML is still focused on analyzing its political profits and losses. In these uncertain political circumstances, interests of powerful nations are increasing in Nepal in regard to the compact. Considering the prospects of absence of consensus in the ruling coalition, largest party of the ruling alliance, Nepali Congress has expedited efforts for collaborating with UML for ratification of the compact. However, UML's unnatural silence on the MCC is a reflection of its political ambitions. This behavior could grow on to be in UML's favor, but such silence is also likely to further intensify political complications. For Congress, they have taken the indecisive behavior of CPN Mao Centre and the CPN Unified Socialist seriously and have warned them of a possible collaboration with other political entities or proceed with parliamentary elections.
Meanwhile, chairperson of the main opposition, CPN-UML, KP Sharma Oli, has met with Prime Minister and Nepali Congress President Deuba yesterday evening. It has been understood that Oli had reached Deuba's official residence in Baluatar to hold talks in regards to the removal of obstructions at the Parliament and the parliamentary ratification of the Millennium Challenge Corporation MCC Nepal Compact. Oli had reached Baluatar with senior UML leaders Ishwar Pokhrel and Bishnu Rimal. According to sources, Prime Minister Deuba has urged UML to lend their support for ratification of the American Grant Assistance Program. Oli responded saying that the main opposition would continue parliamentary obstructions and would refrain from participating in parliamentary processes unless the government addressed their demands put forth 5 months ago. The main opposition has demanded actions against 14 lawmakers who deflected from the party. Likewise, talks related to possible collaboration have also been held. Prime Minister Deuba is firm in his stance of ratification of the compact before the deadline of 28th of February committed by him and CPN Bawa Center chairperson Pushpa Kamal Dahal to the MCC. Premier Deuba also seems prepared to collaborate with UML if the ruling coalition splits over the MCC debacle. Meanwhile, CPN UML chair Oli had also met with US Ambassador to Nepal, Rana Berry, yesterday. The meeting was held at Oli's residence in Balkot. At a time when development works are yet to gain momentum, Nepal Army has claimed that the construction works of the Tarai Madhesh fast track will be achieved in the next 3 years. Completion of the works within the time frame claimed by the Security Department will reduce the time period required to reach Tarai from Kathmandu to just 1 hour. Nepal Army has claimed that the construction works of the fast track would be completed by mid-January 2024. Just over 15% works of the 175 billion rupees fast track project have been completed so far. Addressing a press meet yesterday, head of the project, Brigadier General Bikash Pokhrel, informed that review of the project design was underway. Completion of the project will reduce the time period required to reach Nisgad from Kathmandu to 1 hour. It will also ease the transport of goods imported from India to Kathmandu. With the fast-track project now gaining momentum, it has applied pressure for expediting the construction works of the Nisgad International Airport. Welcome back. Nepal's trade deficit in the first 7 months of the ongoing fiscal year has exceeded 1 trillion rupees. This is 38% higher than the deficit witnessed during the same period last fiscal. Based on the data of the Department of Customs, the deficit has crossed 1 trillion 15 billion rupees until the mid of February of the ongoing fiscal year. Nepal has so far imported goods worth 1 trillion 147 billion 460 million rupees, while the export value reads only 131 billion 650 million rupees. Nepal has made the highest imports from India, followed by China during this period. Of the 151 countries Nepal has been trading with, the highest deficit stands with India. The meeting of the Nepal-India Secretariat level joint energy mechanism is all set to begin from today in Kathmandu. The meeting, supposed to be held in every 6 months, is being scheduled for the first time since 2020 due to the effect of COVID-19. The main agenda of the meeting is International Transmission Project for Power Trade between Nepal and India. 500 kilovolt capacity new Butwal Gorakhpur, Lambi Bareilly and Inarwa Purnia transmission line construction are the main topic of today's meeting. Nepal will seek permission to sell over 850 megawatts of electricity from 8 projects to India. India till date has agreed to buy 24 megawatt electricity from Trisuli hydropower project and 14 megawatt electricity from Trisuli Devigat hydropower project. This time, Nepal will approach India to trade electricity of Upper Tamakoshi, Kaligandaki, Marshangdi, Mid-Marshangdi, Upper Bhotekosi and Chamelia hydropower project. Likewise, Nepal will also seek support from India to export electricity produced in Nepal to Bangladesh. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked locals in several provinces what should be done to raise ministers' accountability. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
कानुनी रूपमा मजबुत हुनुपर्छ
हाम्रो भोटको कदर हुन पर्यो
बोल्ने एउटा काम गर्ने एउटा गर्नु भएन
कानुनको परिपालना गरेर
पारदर्शी रूपले काम गर्न पर्यो
आफ्नो स्वार्थमा र भ्रष्टाचारमा तल्लिनु हुनु भएन
for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And here's the question: what should be done to reduce the trade deficit? Your options: option A, increase production; option B, improve policies; and option C, prioritize exports. The voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And time now for the sports update.
Sports news.
Nepal suffered a 68-run defeat against the United Arab Emirates at the ICC 2020 World Cup Global Qualifiers as they failed to qualify for T20 World Cup in Australia later this year. The UAE won the toss and elected to bat first in the match played at the Al Emirat cricket ground as they posted 175 runs for the loss of 7 wickets in the stipulated overs. Mohammad Wasim top scored for the UAE with 70 runs from 48 balls. His innings featured 4 fours and 4 sixes, while Vrithya Ravind struck 46 runs from 23 balls, smashing 5 fours and 3 sixes. Jitendra Mukhia and Avinash Bohra were the pick of the Nepali bowlers with 3 wickets each, while skipper Sandeep Lamichhane claimed a wicket as well. In reply, Nepal lost wickets at quick sessions and were bowled out for 107 runs in 18.4 overs. In another semi-final encounter, Ireland also secured their berth at the World Cup after registering a 56 runs win over Oman. UAE and Ireland have stormed into the finals of the ICC 2020 World Cup Global Qualifiers and in the process have qualified for the T20 World Cup being hosted by Australia in October-November later this year. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.